welcome.
Hello!
We are so excited. We have the best panel of guests today. This is so much fun. My name is Claire LeBeau. I am Chief Advancement Officer at NASEF, the Network of Academic and Scholastic Esports Federations. And we are here, of course, talking about Farmcraft. We're going to reveal a new challenge. We're going to talk about the game. We're going to play the game. And we have some fantastic students here with us. So I'm going to save the suspense for the end. We'll have the students introduce themselves last. So Eric, how about if you go next?
All right, we're going this way. I got it.
Yes.
So I'm Eric Leitner. I go by River. I think that says that in the name, which is here somewhere, or maybe here if it's reverse mirror. I can't tell.
Yes.
It's early for us, but I am the education content producer for Clever Lake Studios, and we've been working with NASEF on Farmcraft for 5 years, which is unbelievable, and I love it. Before that, I was a classroom science teacher, STEM teacher, computer science teacher, and this is what I love doing. This is the best part, and I'm so excited that we have students with us, because that's really the best part, is interacting with the students and seeing what engages them, what excites them about this, and getting the learning going is the best part. And you can see the smiles over there, so I know that's true. So I'm not going to say anymore. I'm going to pass it to Brian.
Thanks, Eric. Hey, everybody. My name is Brian Dickman. I'm the founder and CEO of Clever Lake Studios. And our company is game experts, game developers, and educators. And so if you ever ask yourself the question, like, what does my kid see in this game? Or I don't know why they play that. Or I don't know if they're spending time going in the right direction. We understand all those things, and we create those experiences to take that motivation and interest and skills and investment in video games and connect it to more engaged learning day to day, and also building future career skills through the process. So it's a fun way to learn and grow for the students, and we help educators and parents and mentors make that happen.
Excellent. And speaking of students, so we are on more than completely opposite time zones. So we really appreciate having these students here with us today from UNC Elementary. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves from teacher and then on through the students.
All right, so good morning, everyone. Hello, I'm Sir Boris from the University of Nueva Cáceres, Philippines. And I am the science teacher of this beautiful students. And I am very happy that we are invited as one of the guest speakers in your live stream. So I'd like them to introduce themselves.
Hello, good morning. I'm Dane, and I'm super excited to be in this live stream.
I'm Amile Cosero, and I'm very excited to be part of this.
Hi, I'm Francine. So I'm very thankful to be invited.
Hello, my name is Arbiel, and this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity for me.
Hello, I am Jillian, and I am beyond happy to be part of this.
Oh, excellent. We're so excited to have
mature.
you.
Amazing.
Amazing. And what grade are you in again?
Grade 6!
Oh, they restrained themselves when they told me first. They said 6. You have the best background. Is that in your classroom all the time, or is that special just for us today?
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
I love it.
Excellent. That is very.
It is actually our STEAM laboratory, and this was built last 2024. So this was built specially for our Minecraft program.
Oh, that's fantastic. We love that. We're all jealous.
I am. This is not my real house behind me here, to be honest. So,
Exactly. So I'm going to bring up something that you mentioned as we were discussing this live stream before we jump into the world. And that is, Mr. Boris, you talked about your experience with Minecraft relative to your students. Who is better at Minecraft?
I think them.
You think them. But does it work out okay for you when you're teaching?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works out okay. The reason I bring that up is that we have a lot of teachers who are maybe a little bit concerned about teaching because they think, I don't know what we're doing, but the students do, and how's that going to work out? And it usually works out very well because an educator like you who zeroes in on what the kids love to do and you do exactly what they love to do, their education. That's super important. So, congratulations to you for being willing to do something that maybe is a little uncomfortable for you, but benefits the students. I know they all appreciate it too. So how about if we go ahead and jump into the world, and then we will have some conversation as we do that. So we are going to talk about regular season challenge 2. So I know that Eric is going to bring that up for us in just a second. Let's see here. We're going to jump into the world. Okay, here we go.
I'm curious if the students have tried the world yet, or is this? Oh yeah, you have. Oh, okay. So we might need some advice.
I was going to say they're going to tell us everything we're doing wrong, which is exactly what we want. That's
right.
fine.
Exactly.
We're going to take constructive criticism. We love it.
Right. So another question, is this your first year playing Farmcraft? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes. So that's something that's really exciting because here we talk about our history and that we've been doing this together for 5 years. And I love the fact that we have new schools and new students super excited about it every single time around. That's wonderful. All right, Eric, tell us what's going on in this world.
So we're actually in the world that we were in for the last live stream where we did the kickoff and introduced the world. And we asked last time for everyone to sort of focus on food, right? That's what we've been doing for 5 years is we've been focusing on food. And if they were jumping into the food fields here and really trying to maximize this, then this should be pretty familiar. In fact, if they played it before, so if we have students who are new to it, maybe it's not so familiar and they used that time to sort of adjust and get familiar with that process. And yes, you probably saw Penny's tail pop up there for a second. So that always happens. Penny, say hi. This is my fellow Minecrafter. Okay.
Hi, Penny.
I always have my coworker with me. But if they jumped in and they played those, like maybe they got familiar because obviously it's a little bit different from traditional Minecraft farming. There's, some procedural elements and coding and so on that's in it that is a little bit different than what we're used to. Maybe they forget sometimes that, there's the food processing element that they got to make sure of. And that's going to be key this season around is like, I not only do I have to grow the food, but I got to remember to process it. Or if I don't do that, I got no output, right? Well, let's process some food while we're at it. So get those gears going and process that food. And that was the focus. But we also worked through the tutorial last time, and that's what's going to bring us to the next part of this adventure. The next part of this challenge is we've got these other areas that we've got to deal with because the whole concept this time is that we're using land for different purposes, right? So we're using land to grow food, but we're also growing things that can be used for clothing, and we're growing things that can be used for shelter. To try and meet the entire needs of our community. And that's the goal this year, is to get that population number up. And the only way we can do that is if we're meeting the needs of the people who are moving into the area. If there's nothing available to them here, they have no reason to move here and they have no reason to stay here. And yes, I know my time is ticking away over there on the scoreboard and we're just going to ignore that.
Oh boy, how are you doing
around,
how are you controlling yourself?
I mean, I cannot control myself even when my phone has like one of those little red dots telling me I have an email. Like I have to clear that right away. So this timer is going to drive me crazy, but I'm just going to smile at it and be like, no, it's not a big deal. We're going to talk right through it. But we did focus on food last time, and Brian's jumping around in the background.
Brian's like, let's play.
Do you have something to show me over here? Do you have something to show me?
Like this is our goal. Our goal lies in this computer here.
Let's go in the computer.
So you always know what your next milestone is when you come to the computer here. And when you get through milestones, you actually unlock more farm plots, which makes things go faster and faster. So so make sure you focus on these numbers. It's kind of important.
So Brian, why don't we set ourselves the goal of seeing if we can make it to milestone 2, right? Right now we started our first, time around after the tutorial. So we're on milestone 1. We're at level 1.
Where do we need to focus?
Right. So we need to create 500 units of food.
Okay, we have 800
units of clothing and 4,000. Well, how do you know we have 800? Hold on.
Because I'm looking at we have 800.
If we go in the data tablet and we look at our harvest menu, and remember this stuff needs to be processed. So yeah, we have over 500 processed food. We don't quite have the 500 processed cotton. And I think we're not even, how much lumber did it say we need? 4,000 units. So we have some more lumber to
I
harvest.
tell you, people, the lumber will get you.
Yeah.
All I have to say, it's big work.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
So should we divide up or what?
I guess you should divide.
I mean, I
So
guess so, because it looks like
students-
we have no
Yeah,
cotton to
students. What
process.
would you
Students,
do,
what's
students?
your strategy? Do you, when you're playing in the world, do you separate or do you play as a team?
Play as a team.
I guess it's better to separate so that we can work on more tasks at a time.
So you have one team and you separate out and work on different tasks. At the
How do
same
you know who
time.
gets the task? Do you decide ahead of time or first one there?
I guess ahead of time.
Ahead of time?
Uh,
Okay. Good advice. Good advice.
we like
So-
your strategy.
Yeah, River, what should we do?
I mean, you've got an axe in your hand already. I feel like
I
you've
hate to
assigned
say
yourself
that.
a role.
Kind of like a little subliminal
Right,
advertising.
a little eager to get something done there, and I don't think it's
Yeah.
going to work well for cotton. So, since cotton is going to be our focus, right? Since clothing is our focus for this part of the season, for season challenge 2, regular season challenge 2, why don't I go and take care of cotton so we see a bunch of it on screen? And you're welcome to join me over there if you're done doing what you're doing, or if you need to come back and forth to do the processing. I'll hit the cotton. You hit the lumber.
I'll save some of the trees for you.
And because I'm sure we'll see a lot more lumber on screen next time around. Or if we meet this goal, maybe we'll jump over there a bit more. All right, so let's see. I got to get the cotton up by another 76 units. So that's my goal. So I'm going to travel over to cotton and get some cotton going. And this is where I'm going to wonder, did I buy the seeds I need? Because I always forget. Let's see. I'm going to hire machines this time. Okay, I did have seeds.
Look
I
at your
did.
messaging. You can see I'm buying saplings over here.
You're doing a great job. Buy all the things. Spend all our money. That's okay. We got to get things going here.
So as you are working through and buying and you start harvesting, of course, jump in at any moment. But let me ask the students for a little bit of input. In the pre-season, you were building something, you were researching and then building, and then in the regular season, here we are in this world that's already built. What are your strategies for regular season now versus what you were doing in the pre-season?
Maybe just plan first before you decide what to do next, and maybe divide tasks for each and one of the members that they can do.
Okay, excellent. So you're dividing tasks for each of the members. And how does that work out for you as a team? Are you finding that you're learning to communicate better with each other? Do you have one person in charge? How does your team function as you're playing?
Like, we can always be on call and just discuss what we're going to do. And if one member's done, they can help another member who is struggling or just taking a really long time to do that task.
I like that. I would be the one who needs other members to come and help me with my tasks. That's excellent. So Mr. Boris, oh, sorry, go ahead. Someone else had something.
In my team, we also assign tasks. We also call each other, like one big call, so that we can also communicate each other while sharing ideas and talking about what our next plan is. So that if we communicate better, it avoids quarrels and misunderstandings, making the form look neat and nice, ready. Thank you.
Oh, excellent.
You know, I love your strategies because, and this is a perfect example of it. Brian and I are already in the world. The time is ticking away here. And now we're discussing who should do what. Like when we probably should have discussed that long before we got here.
Oh, nonsense.
So let's take a look at something for a moment, though, while we're here, because my cotton just finished growing. And one of the things we kind of hinted at and shared a little bit of last time is that there was going to be a new pest. And you saw that new pest if you were paying attention to what I was doing on screen. There's this sort of brown moth that came around. And there were no caterpillars. We didn't see any caterpillars, but I started to notice that some of my plants started to look weird. And now when I look at my crops, yes, some of them are totally destroyed by the plant pests and the weeds that were here, but others are kind of look like they're not that healthy. They look pretty dead. And there's a reason for that. And that pest has pretty much everything to do with it. So I'm going to pause this for a second. Well, not pause, time will keep ticking. But let's take a look at this guy. And this is what we're dealing with in our cotton area. There's a few unique pests that do have an effect on cotton. And one of them is the bollworm. Now, the bollworm is not actually a worm. It's a larva, kind of like a caterpillar, of this particular moth right here. And what's unique about it is it lays its eggs on the cotton. And the eggs actually live inside the bulb of the cotton, inside the cotton flower, and eat it away from the inside. So we don't have caterpillars on the outside eating the leaves or eating the roots or eating the stems or eating the fruit or the flowers or any other part of the plant. They're eating that flower from the inside out. So most farmers wouldn't even know they're there until it's too late. And what is really interesting about them and kind of fascinating about them, I'm going to scroll down here a little bit, is down here we can see their larval size as they grow. And so you can see on day one, they're tiny. They're really tiny. This is pretty accurate to size. They're super tiny. So this is why farmers wouldn't notice. And, within a week, they're this big. And within 13 days, like, it is way too late. Like, that, I think, has eaten everything inside that cotton. And so, this is why this pest is unique. And it's a problem for cotton growers as well as for some other crops, because cotton's not the only thing they eat, but it is something that they absolutely are an issue for. And so that's what we're seeing in our world here, is we've got this type of moth that is laying its eggs on the flower inside it as it grows. The little babies, the larvae, are eating it from the inside out before they themselves become moths. So if we don't take care of the moths, it's already too late. And that's why you saw me trying to frantically punch moths and spray pesticides, and I still didn't get everything. And they're much harder to deal with because we don't see those. Like, there's no way to remove the caterpillar if the caterpillar shows up because we don't see them. They're inside the plant.
Wow, that's crazy. So it's inside the plant after it's too small to see, and then once I can see it, it's too late.
That's it.
Yeah, it starts as like a closed bulb, and it lays the larva inside the bulb, and then the bowl doesn't really open properly, like bursting from the cotton growing inside, because it's being eaten from the inside. So yeah, that's there. A lot of farmers just factor a certain amount of loss from having that happen, but that's something we have to keep up with. The one thing I wonder, what's interesting about this challenge is, how is your attitude on chemicals changing when you're dealing with cotton, like something you don't have to eat? Do you feel like it's more okay to use chemicals, or just the same as using chemicals on food? Like, that's the one thing I feel like this poses an interesting scenario as to, like, what are your thoughts on the chemicals that help you grow more efficiently?
So students, I wonder, do you think about ever, or if you're shopping with your parents or with your family, do you think about if there were pesticides that were used on the food and if that's healthy or not?
Sometimes it depends on the chemical, if it's not healthy for you or it's just healthy for you. But sometimes you just have to be careful with chemicals, to be honest, because it might not be also healthy again.
Right. And so that's for food that we're eating. So we know the chemical is coming into our body from eating it. How about if it's in cotton, which ends up getting processed, and then you wear it as clothing, but after a little bit of processing? Do you feel differently about that?
Maybe, because sometimes you can get sometimes you can get like a reaction from it that could be possibly dangerous, or it's just kind of itchy for you, but it's just a possibility after all.
Right. It's a little bit different, huh? When you eat it versus when you wear it.
It's different.
Yeah.
There's lots to think about and explore.
Yeah. So, Mr. Boris, this is an example of how learning is a little bit different in Minecraft than it is in traditional methods, because here they're going to experience what it is like to decide on my own how I'm going to deal with these pests, or if I'm going to use machines or people to harvest or to plant. So can you just talk a little bit, like, what do you like about using Minecraft to teach?
As a first timer, as I was saying a while ago, um, I think we just learned how to love using Minecraft because it gives students a new way to experience what they are learning. And as a science teacher, I've seen how traditional lessons can sometimes feel abstract, but in Minecraft, students can actually build, experiment, and see science come to life. So it's creative, interactive, and really connects with how kids today love to learn. So it really catches their attention and interest, even if I don't actually give them the whole attention. They are the one asking me that they really want to do the task even without my supervision. That's why.
Right,
And I think,
right.
yeah.
That's excellent. It's that interactivity, huh? That is so good. Students, how do you feel about learning in Minecraft or learning in Farmcraft versus maybe other ways that you would learn doing a worksheet or something? Is it more fun?
Yes.
Yes, it's more
Yes.
fun because sometimes if we're not using it like digitally and we're just learning it traditionally, we might not be interested in those type of lessons or might not catch our interest because sometimes the student wants to experience in real life the farms and how like weather and insects like affect the plants and the cotton after all. So farmcraft actually helps us experience what happens to the plants and what type of weather or like again insects could affect it.
Right, exactly. And there are two different kinds of insects now, depending on which field you're in. There are different pests. So we talked earlier about the teamwork. Your teams really have to be on top of it to know what they're getting and how to get to them, whether it's the caterpillars or what do you call it? The bollworm? The
A
bollworm.
bullworm, yeah.
Wow. All right. So how close are we to our targets?
So we actually hit it a little while ago.
All right.
Yeah, we got there. So that's the good news. And you'll notice now that we're at level 2, things sort of become all 2. Like that's an easy way to think of it, right? So all of a sudden now, instead of 1 cotton plot, I have 2 I can farm in at the same time. If I teleport, let's teleport back to the hub. The same is true. I now have 2 food fields. And if we go to the lumber farm, let's travel to the lumber farm. The second row of trees has opened. However, you'll notice these trees are taller than the last trees. They're a little hardier. The same is true for the next level and the next level out there. You can see they keep kind of getting bigger and bigger trees, which means they're going to take a little bit more time to cut down. But what you can do is if you talk to the tree farmer, we can upgrade that axe. And now I've got the diamond axe. And I can cut this section of trees down a little quicker. And then, of course, I have to plant my saplings, and I don't have any saplings, so I got to go buy some saplings.
We said this is the part you have to remember, right? Do I have seeds?
Got to make sure you have the supplies.
You got to have a designated shopper.
You really do. And one of the ways to kind
Supplier.
of manage that is in the data table, you have an inventory menu. And here I can see, okay, I've got 2 packs of food plot seeds. I've got 5 packs of cotton plot seeds. I have 6 saplings now. I just bought a few. And I have 10 compost, which is not something we have talked about too much yet. Maybe we'll save that conversation for next time, since it has a little bit more to do with our next part. But we've been collecting this compost, and we don't know what that's doing. So,
Yeah. Excellent. All right. Well, I'm going to ask the students, maybe you could each go in turn and tell us what it is that you like about Farmcraft.
I think I could answer that question. It's fun and educational at the same time. While playing Minecraft, it also helps us know on how to face real farm challenges. This also helps us know on how to manage and maintain resources and spending it wisely. This also helps us know on what materials to build a sustainable and stable farm. That's all I know. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Excellent points. The
About
sustainability is really important, right? You want to be able to keep farming there. So that's a great point. Who else has something to share?
can you please repeat the
Oh,
question?
sure. Of course. Oh, of course. I'm sorry. What is something that you have learned playing Farmcraft?
We learned how different crops need different conditions and different areas to survive and how to thrive for. Because it shows and proves how balancing sustainability and production is important to real world farming because it balances on how good the plants taste and how healthy it is, and also how clean it is for us safe to eat. That's all.
Excellent. Taste is very important, isn't it? At this point in the season where I live, if I go to the store and I buy some fruits, they taste horrible. But if I buy it in a different season, they taste good. And so I either want to eat or don't want to eat the food based on how it tastes.
It's a big thing, right? Because that's cool because it talks a little bit more about the whole system, right? Like, and that's part of the processing part that we brought in on this season as well. Is like it's not just the farming piece that you have to keep up with because it needs to go somewhere. It needs to be delivered to people. Past farm crafts, we've done transportation as a focus, but this one we wanted to try to think of not only a wide range of farming uses, but also think about like what happens after the farm as well before it gets into people's hands. So there's lots of things that have to be done for that to happen.
Right. And Brian, I love that you brought up previous worlds because we have here a room of students who have not played Farmcraft before. But guess what, Mr. Boris, you can access all of those previous worlds and have your students play different seasons, different themes. So they might be able to play and learn about the transportation. Once you grow a crop, how do you get it to a different location? If you're on an island and you want to get it to someone in the desert, or you use a plane or a ship, and how do you think about packaging things? So those are all we have several previous worlds and you can access them all free. This is my favorite word. You can access them all free, just like you access this Farmcraft world for free. And it is on our Farmcraft page. If you just scroll way down to the archives, you'll find all of those. So you can do, after you finish this season, you might choose a different season and start working there also.
Absolutely. And you can see we're already working towards that next milestone. And if you were watching me, I made like a massive planning error in that, like I went out to the farthest 2 trees, right? And I was like cutting down trees and I ran out of saplings at like the last farthest tree out there. So I had to run all the way back to the lumber farmer, buy my sapling and run all the way back. And boy, did that waste a lot of time. So there you go. There's a tip to what, a non-example. Don't do what I did.
You could also ask me to purchase them because whenever any player purchases, it goes into a shared inventory.
Yeah, it all
So
gets
that's a
added to
cool
that.
thing to
It all
keep in
gets
mind.
Yeah, it all gets added here.
There's that teamwork coming in again.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. So if you're at the end, you could ask somebody to hop in and go buy some saplings from the person working the lumber.
Yep.
All right. So that is a tip from our creators. How about students? Do you have any tips to share? There are other students that are going to play Farmcraft. What do you want to tell them to do to try to be successful?
Is to have fun and be curious. Like, you should do some research before you want to join so that you can actually know if you want to join or you can't do it. It's also okay if you want to be nervous because it's a normal reaction because it's your first time. But it's okay to be nervous because we're gonna learn some new things during the journey of the competition. Also, learning on how to maintain a farm, how to maintain animals and crops. This can also enhance our learning because some of the topics in farmcraft include in science, such as environment, plants, crops, and how chemicals taste with the food. That's all I know. Thank you.
It's also to have fun while doing these challenges and learn from each challenge and plan each challenge before going straight to building. And to be honest, it's just to have fun sometimes because this competition this season it's not always about like winning. It's just to have fun and to learn because I believe like farmcraft is all about learning and it's also a good learning environment for students who are going to use farmcraft and also while like building these type of challenges every team has to have this kind of motto teamwork is the dreamer.
I agree with Dane. My tips are mostly focused on the preseason challenges. So I think you should always do your research about where the plants are from or how they are grown because some people just think it's normal Minecraft and plant seeds in the most random places without having any idea what to do, where where the plants should be planted or how the plants are raised. That's it.
Excellent.
That is a good point. This is not
Mhm.
vanilla Minecraft. You have to learn how the game works and understand that, share that with your teammates so you understand the best way to kind of operate it. And it ends up being more fun also when everybody's working together, communicating, and has a shared success together.
And I love that tip about not being nervous and having a team with you is a really big part of it because then if there's something you don't know how to do it, you can ask your teammate, hey, I'm not sure how to do this. I'm watching this live stream and I see River zooming back and forth and planting and harvesting and processing and I don't know how to do that. And then you can learn together and that's half of the fun as well. So Mr. Boris,
Here
do you
comes
have...
the upgrade. Here comes the upgrade.
Oh.
Are we there?
There you go.
Milestone 3. In fact,
Yay!
that means I can stay right here and look, this new plot has
new
opened.
plot
So I have
has
3
opened.
plots now. Let's get this
All
going
right.
faster.
More work, more communication.
Excellent. All right. Mr. Boris, did you have advice for other teachers who are thinking about implementing Farmcraft?
I think my advice would be just go for it. I know that this is not easy for us, especially in our age. And yeah, my advice would be you don't have to be a Minecraft expert to start. Let your students explore and lead the way. You learn together. And then the important part is guiding them through the reflection and connecting their in game experiences to science and sustainability. And it's such a fun and meaningful learning journey. Of course, when you do it with your students, I think that's all, Paul.
It's a learning journey for you as well as them, isn't it? That's part of the fun. Excellent. All right. Well, Eric, is there something else you want to show us in the world, or should we go on and talk about how to submit?
I think we're ready to discuss the submission and what our next challenge is. I guess we need to know what our next challenge is before we submit. And of course, we got to talk because some have already started adding their scores. So we need to talk scoreboard, right? Like, how do we submit our, how do we get our submittable score? We haven't finished this world, so I don't have the submittable score ready, but we'll get there. Not in this stream, but we can share. You are going to get to an end game. And when you do get to that end game result, the scoreboard on the right side of the screen, you can see mine is still active, but that will show as complete. The timer will stop. Some new information will appear on the scoreboard, such as your environmental score and so on. So you'll know that that score is ready. You'll want to get a screenshot of that. You'll want to write down or look at that screenshot to get the numbers and the values that you have, including, your time, your score, and your environmental impact score as well. What's your environment look like? And that's what's going to be submittable. So on that note, and I'm just going to leave this going here in the background, let's head like we always do to nasef.org/farmcraft. And again, we'll say it all the time. If you haven't started Farmcraft this season, it's not too late. You can always go back and watch the videos and go through the guides to do the preseason challenges and make those submissions. The team guide is here for you to help you with that process. And down below, you're going to find all of our things like our recordings, our preseason challenges, which are build challenges down here. Everything's on here, including our timeline. But let's go up and look at regular season challenge 2. And you'll see there is a submit challenge button. But let's look at what 2 is asking us, right? And you can see our picture up here kind of clues us in that we're going to be talking about our cotton growing here and what we're growing for clothing. So we're going to do a little compare and contrast, because last time we focused on food. This time we're going to take a look and make sure we're doing a bit of both of these 2 right here. So we have focused on food, and it's time to consider other essential needs of the community. We often list the essential needs as food, clothing, and shelter, all of which require different crops and different land uses. What is similar about these 2 processes? So what do these 2 have in common in terms of what processes we use to grow them? What are the farming practices? How do we handle that? And then what's different? Because we know for a fact there are some differences. We can see some of them in the world, but some of them we can't see in the Minecraft world. And you're going to have to do a little research to say, like, what are the different approaches that farmers who grow food crops, how does that differ from those who are growing things like cotton for textiles and things like that, right? For fabrics. So that is your challenge, is to basically look at these 2 types of farming and what they're farming, and understand in the real world how these 2 practices differ. What are the challenges they face? What practices do they use? And of course, how does what we've created in the Farmcraft world compare to the challenges of real world farmers? Once they've got that, there's a submit button right here. I'll click that submit button and you'll get this form. And this is, get your adult facilitator to do the submission. And again, they'll just include their name and their information. They'll make sure they check all the boxes they need to, fill out all the information they need to. And here you can even see an example of the submittable score. So, they will decide what challenge and what scores they're submitting for. And this is our scoreboard one. So that is what you need, and make sure that you're getting from that. If you are submitting a score right now, you're doing your ticks, your balance, your climate score. Let's go back one. And is it the same form for the score as it is, Claire, for the other one, or are we missing a button here?
You know what? I am looking at that, and I'm thinking there might be a button that we need to add. So
yeah, I think we need a challenge and a score button. By the time you're done watching this, it's going to be there. We're that fast.
I'm going to work my magic in the background.
That's right. There you go.
Yes. This
probably needs to get pushed live, but no worries. There'll be a submit challenge and a submit score button. So that was it was going a little bit to the wrong place, but that's to submit the score. Submit challenge, if you've done any of the other ones, will look very similar to what you've done. You'll just choose which challenge you're submitting for and upload your video, which these regular season challenges, just like the preseason challenges, should be a video of what your team is doing.
Right. And to our students who are sharing this stream with us, this video is a chance for you. You have had an opportunity that almost no one gets in Farmcraft, and that is to share your experience on a live stream. And the other way to share your experience is through these videos that you submit. So whether it's the students that we're talking to today or those of you who are participating in those videos, tell us, what did you learn? How did you learn it? What's interesting to you about this? And that gives us all insight into how Farmcraft is working for you. Water level 0. This is what happens when you go away.
I went away and came back. One of the things I do want to share for the video is just as a heads up, because there's been some updates. The snipping tool, if you're on a Windows device, and I know we have a lot of folks who are using Windows devices, even though we have Chromebooks in which is Windows Shift S on your keyboard, by the way. There's also, actually, you could just search in the search bar at the bottom for the snipping tool. It's installed on every Windows computer. Has had a major update. So now it has ways to record your screen, record your audio, do audio voiceover, annotate on your screen, and add words and writing and arrows and things like that. So it's got a lot of built-in cool stuff now to make it easy.
Oh, excellent. Very good. Always the tips and tricks from Clever.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the things that we have not discussed yet is prizes. And I loved that our students said it's fun to do this because you get to learn and it's a challenge, but we also are going to give you some prizes. So when you submit, remember, we do have prizes. $250 for first place, $200 for second, $100 for third, and then a random draw. So if you do not qualify for those top 3 places, we'll do a drawing, and we will have 7 teams that win a prize as well. So let's make sure, get those submissions in so that we can award these prizes because we love to do it. What else can I say? So we have this challenge is open now. You're welcome to submit those. And then we will have a live stream coming up soon. The next one will be on November 19th. And in that one, we'll be sharing challenge 3. And that will be the last challenge. So go ahead, get busy. Start playing Farmcraft. We can't wait to see what you all come up with. And I just want to again say a special thank you to our students joining us from UNC Elementary. Such insight, and you were so engaging. And it's the middle of the night for you all. So now you get to go home and go to bed.
Let me be honest, we're all sleepy now.
All right. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.